Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Loom, the CD-ROM talkie version that's available on Steam. And I had to look at a walkthrough to figure out what I was supposed to do here. And it turns out it's really just a matter of clicking in the right place. Is all of the walkthrough said. They also mentioned that, yeah, that was my problem. I was just not walking behind the right rock. We see a scene in the sphere, or we saw a scene in the sphere of the volcano blowing up. That doesn't apparently ever happen in the game, according to the walkthrough also, so it must have been a deleted scene or something. It's kind of weird, though, because there are certain actions I could have taken and simply haven't taken, and boy is it quiet. We're gonna get to it. We'll eventually make some sound here. So what's funny is this solution is kind of completely spoiled on Steam because it's one of the videos slash pictures, screenshots. But whatever. I'm still gonna have to go back to the solution grid, the thing, because we haven't used the twist spell since we untwisted the tornado, which, so untwist this. It's either CFCC, DEFC, or FDDE to twist. So I need to put all of those backwards. So E, that's D, isn't it? Let's try this again.
I guess that isn't a draft.
So that wasn't it. Then it needs to be C, and then EFC. C, E, F, C. So that wasn't it either.
Guess that isn't a draft.
So then it needs to be CCFC. And it seems like when you have the right solution, you get the blue stars most of the time. Which, that works, I guess, pretty well. To let you know, at the very least, you've done it right. And there's the dragon. We've somehow set their tail on fire. It seems weird. Very, very weird that the game feels like they want you to memorize all of these drafts instead of writing them down, and I can't imagine anybody actually did that. And we're back at the cemetery we'd seen before. Who's this guy? I guess we'll talk to him. It's a boy.
He's fast asleep.
Well, we did have a wake-up spell. Can we play it?
Oh, who are you?
I don't know.
Just
Who are
me,
you?
a friendly stranger?
This is a private guild, my strange young friend.
And the audio's getting clipped.
The gate only opens for members.
You know what's funny is, let's just take a moment here and see if we could do this. I suppose you could. I suppose you could turn off or mute the volume and just play the game without the talking. Why you would want to do that instead of play the FM Towns version, I don't know, which has better written dialogue, or the original version, which has the original version, the original dialogue and cut of the game. This really is the Star Wars Special Edition style of games. I don't think I have anything that would open that. I was thinking this was the graveyard we saw before, but I guess it isn't. So let's see if we can get this boy to wake up. We saw this, and so it's either to make something go to sleep is AGFE or AEDC or AFED. So we have to do these backwards. So we'll try DEFA. DEFGA. So that's not the one.
I guess that isn't
for this
a draft.
game. Then we'll try CDEA. That didn't work either.
I guess that isn't a draft.
So then it must be EFGA. So EFGA. There we go. With the blue stars.
Hello there. What's that? Your music woke me up.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, not to worry. I'm Rusty Nailbender.
I'm Bobbin Threadbare, of the Weavers.
Weavers, eh? Our folk are blacksmiths. I'm supposed to be getting firewood for the master, but this plateau is being picked cleaner than a new blade. Come over here. That's us down there. The forge. That's what we call it.
Interesting.
I've heard you weavers don't get out much. What's your business here?
I've been looking
You
for
sure
a flock of
talking a
swans.
lot.
Swans? No. No swans around here. Oh, say, all this talk has made me sleepy. A real pleasure, though. Oh, let me know if you find your swans. Oh.
He's fast asleep.
What's funny is he didn't tell me anything. So unless there's possibly some conversation that's going to happen, which is rather odd. Every solution so far has been built around the idea of casting a spell. No audio at all.
Well, it's a friendly stranger again. I guess I didn't make my point. This gate is closed, you understand? Closed. Now go away.
Well, we do have open. That's a very default spell. So I guess I can just open it, can I? Hadn't thought of that. So ECED is the solution there. ECED. They wanted to make sure you remembered it. They gave me a nice hint where we really haven't been getting those kinds of hints before. I guess we have to do a couple things though, don't we? Put that was wrong. ECED to open that, and then we probably have to do invisibility, which would be GCCD, maybe.
It might help to point at something first.
Is there anything else to point at? Let's walk back in here. See if he wants to say something now. It's open now.
This gate is closed. You understand? Closed. Now go away.
What do you mean the gate is closed? Let's try to make it invisible first, I suppose. Then we'll make it go closed. So, G, C, C, D.
Well, that didn't work.
And I don't understand why a reflection spell might work, but we'll try it.
Well, that didn't work.
See, that's the wrong spell. And what else could there be? I guess I could possibly open this door. That was totally wrong.
I guess that isn't a draft.
Try this again. And there's nothing else to do here on this screen. So maybe I'm supposed to go terrorize the boy. It seems like a cruel thing to do, but we'll see. DFFD. That's not it.
I guess that isn't a draft.
So then it must be EFFE.
That didn't help at all.
We could try to wake him up again. A E D C. I didn't do that right.
I guess that isn't a draft.
Must be then D E F A.
I guess that isn't a draft.
Then it must be E F G A. Yeah, it is. It is that, isn't it? Let's talk to him again.
Leave me be, will you?
Okay, that's not gonna solve anything. Ooh, there's a thing I can read. Let's read the grave.
These grave markers are forged from solid bronze.
What does that tell me, though? Do I open them? We'll try that. E C E D. Apparently that was right.
I'm not sure I should try that.
So I've made the ground shake. Let's run while he's walking this way. Maybe this is just a...
This gate is closed. You understand? Closed. Now go away.
But it's not closed. See, that's a different guard. I could try closing it more, I suppose. D E C E. I didn't do that right at all.
Guess that isn't a draft.
Let's see. D E C E.
I already closed it.
Alright. So man, it's hard to know where you're supposed to click. And there's nothing else here. Unless I'm supposed to do something else with graves. Am I back to this point? I think I'm gonna have to look at the walkthrough. This passage, is there some way to maybe change it? We'll try the twisting. Maybe this twisting proves to be wrong. So DEFC. No.
I guess that isn't a draft.
C F C C. Maybe what this is this is supposed to be a hint to something else. I think maybe I'm supposed to twist the gate fence. Or twist the graves. I'm really stretching here. Alright. No, I don't think so. I guess I could try the emptying spell, but that doesn't make sense. You're getting too abstract if you start doing things like this. Right. So C F C. Maybe I could try the terror on the gate. So we'll give it a couple more tries until I give up.
This gate is closed. You understand? Closed. Now go away.
Alright. So terror I think is EFFE for me.
Well, that didn't work.
Let's open the gate first and try again. Oops, didn't put that in right.
Guess that isn't a draft. It might help to point at something first.
See, I don't feel like I can point here without also walking. And that just tells me there's something else to this. I guess we can try this again. It says that's right.
I'm not sure I should try that.
Alright, time for a walkthrough. We've gotten that. Says we could try walking through the gate 5 times and get different responses. Go to the far... Oh! Interesting. I would have never thought of this. Well, I'm glad I'm using a walkthrough, I guess. So we had learned reflection before. Apparently we can steal people's identity with this. So A, F, F, A. Well, that's not the right
Guess that isn't a draft.
Must be ADDA. I don't know why I say it must be when there's 2 options. There we go. And so now I can walk into the forge. And I've left him alone. So hopefully I can just rely on remembering...
Hello, young nailbender.
the drafts and move forward in the story.
About time you were coming home.
We're not too far
Stokes
from
been
the
looking
end.
for
We're
you,
about
and
probably
he ain't
halfway.
real happy. You better get in there right now.
So now I can just walk in. It always feels weird when you end up playing a game with a walkthrough in front of your face. You're just, or even an assistant of any kind. It feels strange holding on to my phone, looking at the web page. Of course, in the old days, I used to print out solutions to some of these more difficult games or more complicated games. I certainly remember having lots and lots of printouts of things and holding paper. And here's another scene that in the original had music playing in the background, and instead we just have this clanging sound effect. It's pretty bad. I mean, Loom is a game about music, and there's literally nearly no music
Well,
here.
it's about time, you lazy idiot. I sent you out 4 hours ago for firewood, and you bring me back one scrawny stick. If your father weren't the foreman, I'd toss you in the furnace. You're just like the yous downstairs with the bishop right now.
The
If that
bishop.
fire goes out and the cleric's swords don't get done,
I'm sorry, I had a bit of trouble.
perhaps you'd like to offer your confessions to the bishop in person. I'd be happy to arrange it. Now give me that stick. I'm done dealing with the likes of you, Nailbender. I'll be back, and you'd better hope the furnace doesn't go out.
What a mess. I can't do anything without my distaff.
Really? Seriously, is that the truth? Can I not vocalize, or?
It's locked. And me with no distaff.
Interesting. Interesting. So, I wasn't expecting the game to have a twist like this. Over on the sides we have some darkness and some straw.
That straw looks awfully comfortable, though. Oh, it must have a sleep draft woven into it.
Imagine frightening a poor defenseless old thing like me. Caw. Well, I may not be much good with fire, love, but I still enjoy the taste of tender, firm young meat.
One blasted stick of wood left, curse that lad. 10,000 swords to forge, and the furnace is about as cold as my chances for promotion. I don't believe this. Real nice of that Weaver kid. Just wait until his turn comes. I'll be waiting for him on the outside.
And so he just gets eaten by the dragon.
Oh dear, that means trouble.
This feels about halfway through the game, doesn't it?
Atropos saw his star treated, so he'd have something to say about it. You could be sure of that. Careful now, old bird. Let's not singe the feathers.
And so we're going to get the staff carefully pushed under. And we're back to our old appearance. Which I suppose is good. That's quite the long cutscene compared to everything else we've seen, except for the very beginning. I kind of really wonder, like, how much further could you go with a concept like this? I'm thinking of a game like The Witness, where it's just, well, almost completely line puzzles, and there's hundreds and hundreds of them. Could there have been hundreds and hundreds of different songs? I guess there could have been, but then without the vast majority of the possible combinations being wrong, you would then just have a game where, regardless of what you did, something happened. But I could imagine making something in like Unity or Unreal and having things like that happen. Let's see what happens if we do straw in the goal. Let's see. C, 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 D. No, it should have been C, 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 E.
I guess that isn't a draft.
Not that either.
I guess that isn't a draft.
Must be let's try D-E-D-E. Let's try
Guess that isn't a draft.
D-E-D-C. Wow.
I guess that isn't a
Must be
draft.
D-D-D-E. How
Guess
did
that
I
isn't
do
a
them all
draft.
and not get it right? C, C, C. Maybe I didn't do the first one.
I guess that isn't a...
1, 2, 3.
I guess that isn't a draft.
1, 2, 3. It is D-D-D-D-E.
It's gold again. What useless stuff.
So when I'm looking here, I think we've got 4 out of 6 levels almost completely collected. But thinking about the levels, I guess you can't really have gone too much further because you only had 3 notes. And so 3 to the power of 3 is 9 possible combinations. You would have needed at least 6 of those combinations to not do anything. Or you make a game where all 9 of the combinations did something before you could even unlock the 16 possible combinations that would potentially include how many of the previous spells. And I guess you could have the previous spells get one more note at the end. So maybe turn into gold plus another note for a 4th combination. But then the music would get longer, so that wouldn't work. So, yeah, while you are adding more combinations, you're also making the game more complicated for each note you add to the staff. And so I don't think you probably could have gone much further. And maybe that's why even when we see Zelda Ocarina of Time in that music element, it's not like there was 100 different songs that could be played. And then I can't really think of very many other games that even come close to this system. Probably because a lot of kids don't know how to memorize and play back notes. And it's not even really taught that much in schools these days, depending on what your local school district is doing. So that is also an issue. Anyways, we've gone another hour. That's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.